What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look around the channel like past reviews. If you are here because you just clicked on this video and never seen me before, then hey, nice to meet you. My name is Tyler. I'm happy you're here. But if you're here because you know me, you've seen me before, you know who I am, then hey, nice to have you back. I really do appreciate it, so thanks for that as well. And without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this unbiased review of David Jonathan's Penguin Live Lecture right now. First off, you need to know what actually is David Jonathan's Penguin Live Lecture. David Jonathan's Penguin Live Lecture is full of different types of effects. Strange Dice, a wonderful self-working matchup style effect with flashcards that concludes with a shocking prediction to tie it all together. You'll also learn Flicks. 3 shows are selected from a watch list of a Netflix's highest rated series, and you open your Netflix app to show that the 3 titles that you've been watching are the 3 titles that your audience selected. You will learn a very cool force that you can use across all of your card magic, as well as a neat revelation using the Netflix app. The Drinking Game. 3 business cards with mystery drinks written on them are mixed and handed to each other. They make all the decisions, yet your isolated prediction matches in a surprising way, and a very humorous way at that. Ideal Meal, an engaging routine about the fun and relatable topic of food, where you predict the 4-course meal that a participant ultimately selects. You will learn a brand new approach to a classic principle with applications that extend beyond this one effect. Case Closed, a very clean, fooling take on the classic murder mystery plot using authentic clue game cards. They freely name any suspect, weapon, and location, and the evidence shows their instincts were 100% spot on. You'll learn Uno, a mind-boggling mentalism routine using Uno card that enhances an underused principle to create an unbelievable hands-off effect that is somehow self-working. Sovereign Sandwich, David's go-to magician fooler. It's a sandwich effect where they genuinely shuffle the deck and discover their signed card ends up between the 2 black kings. Exactly where you said it would be. You will learn the gimmicked and ungimmicked version, as well as some new touches that make this gem even stronger. Feeling Lucky. Most people use playing cards to play games. Gamblers use them to try and win money, and magicians to do tricks. This fantastic hands-off routine combines all 3 in a way that will surprise, amuse, and completely amaze you. It's a powerhouse routine with a shockingly clever self-working method that you will love. You'll also be getting David's creativity crash course, where David pulls back the curtain and guides you through a detailed step-by-step walkthrough of how he creates an effect. From the initial idea all the way through to the final refinements, the advice and techniques taught here will not only spark your creativity, but will also help you improve your existing routines. The lecture itself is hosted by Eric Tate, and it runs for 2.5 hours for the tricks portion, and then the creating magic course part of it runs for 30 minutes. So in total, you're getting about 3 hours worth of lecture. All of the stuff in the lecture pretty much requires you to make some stuff up at home, but I will get into more about that later on in this video. Now that you know what's in David Jonathan's live lecture, let's talk about how difficult the things are to do. All of the stuff in there is pretty much easy to do. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit of practice. Some of it will, some of it's self-working. So it really ranges just from self-working to pretty easy. So you're not gonna be getting anything insanely difficult with this. How are the angles for the effects you learn? For most of them, the angles aren't an issue, so you don't really need to worry about it for most of them. Are the tricks you're learning examinable? Yes and no. They're not really all examinable, but some of them are, so it really just depends on which one you're doing, but yes and no. Is there any DIY that you need to do with this stuff? Yes. As I mentioned earlier, you will be doing some DIY. Now, what do I mean by that? It's not that you're going to be making up these crazy complex gimmicks. You're more so going to be making up props in a way. I mean, some of them use gimmicks, but it's more just like you need to own like a Sharpie and like a roughing stick and some blank cards, and you might need to have some cards printed if you want to go that route. Stuff like that. I mean, if you want to do that, you can. Some of them are, you can just make it home with, Sharpies and blank cards or whatnot and business cards. So it really just depends on which one you're going to be wanting to actually go out and perform. But there is a way to make most of this stuff at home without getting anything printed. And you also get a PDF full of a bunch of different things you need as far as assets go. You'll also get a PDF full of stuff that you need to print out if you want to go that route. So you're going to be getting a PDF full of assets. And it's not that all this stuff is going to be you don't have to do this every time. Obviously, once you do this once, you're good to go. There's your props for the routine for the rest of the time you're performing it. So this is just a heavy initial one-time investment that I highly recommend, because if you do it, you're going to obviously get the work out of the effect that you want and the mileage out of it. So if you enjoy the effect, I highly recommend that you actually put in the time. It's not going to take hours and hours. Are there any negatives about David Jonathan's Penguin Live Lecture? It's kind of what I just mentioned about all the stuff you have to make. If you are willing to put in the time and do this, then obviously you're going to not regret it. I mean, personally, I say pick out the ones that you like, the ones you want to perform, make the props for those. I mean, obviously, if you see something in there that you don't like, you're not going to perform, don't make the props for it. But if you see something that you really do like, then put in the time, make the props for it initially, then you're good to go. You can perform whenever you want to, and you'll be done. You also have to buy a gaff for one of the effects if you want to do it that way, but David teaches you where to buy that. And it's not too expensive, and I'm sure you can come up with your other own uses for it. What are the positives about David's lecture? I love the variety here. I mean, this is full of different things for different people. If you want to do something from, using standard playing cards, or you want to do something using like, made up playing cards, like the ones with like special images on them, like there's a lot of different things that you can do with the stuff that he teaches you, a couple principles, a gimmick that you can use, and just a lot of different cool stuff, and a lot of creativity has gone into this, and the creativity crash course is also one of my favorite things. And my favorite thing in this lecture, besides the creativity crash course part, was the reveal with Netflix. I love that. It's incredibly clever. I love it a lot, and you can do that on your phone with the authentic Netflix app. It's not like a gimmick Netflix or anything. What should this retail as? Well, currently this is going to retail for about $40, and is that a fair price? I think so. Now, just so you know, like I've mentioned throughout this video, but I want you to be sure that you know this, you will have to invest some more money into buying some other things if you don't have them, or making some other things for the props that you might want to make, like the printed playing cards, or drawing some up, or business cards. Whatever you want to do, you will have to spend a little bit of extra money on the effects that you want to perform. It's not that expensive. I just want to make sure you're aware of it. So for the $40, you will be getting a lot, but just know you might have to invest a little bit more in order to, make some of these effects actually come to life, but I do think it's worth the money. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. And if you feel that David Jonathan's live lecture is for you, the link to purchase it is in the description down below. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video that I post on the channel sometime soon. And remember, be nice to people. See ya.